I'm Amanda. I'm one of the team leaders here at London at First Intuition. I'm here with Molly, one of my apprentices who's doing a level 7 apprenticeship and who, amazingly, congratulations, has been chosen for our first ever Apprentice of the Quarter award. For me, it was an easy choice. We chose you because of your hard work, all of your timely completions that you do for me, amazing detail with your submissions, and also for the fact that all of the additional responsibilities you've taken on at work, which is amazing. I also had the pleasure of looking after you at level 4 AAT. So welcome.
Thank you.
And Molly, just let me know about the businesses that you work for now, who you work.
As Amanda said, I'm a level 7 apprentice and I work for Orbis investments. So we're actually based just in Marylebone, not too far from here. My role has grown a lot from when I first started on my level 4 apprenticeship, but we're an asset management business. We're pretty global. We've got offices in 8 different regions, and I work in the finance department, so on the corporate finance side of things and rather than the investment side.
Brilliant. And what are you most proud of from your experience today?
I think I'm just most proud of the progression I've made throughout my apprenticeships, having started without any experience in finance whatsoever really, to going to now being, doing my advanced level exams in July. I think I'm proud of the progress that I've made, the things I've learned across the way, getting first time passes,
absolutely,
everything so far. Yeah. Fingers crossed that carries on. But also in the things I've taken on at work, my role started very much as kind of slightly more admin focused, so invoices, expenses, that kind of thing. And now I get to make quite big decisions, and it's really exciting to be able to add that kind of value and make a real difference to the people I work with.
Absolutely. And you were Orbis's first apprentice, finance apprentice.
I was, yes. So hopefully I've made a good enough impression. We have quite a few more apprentices now, so that means hopefully it was good.
You set the bar quite high. Yeah, set the bar quite high.
That's the goal.
Yeah. But what made you choose a career in accountancy?
So accountancy definitely wasn't something I'd always considered. I actually started a degree in marine biology. That was always what I wanted to do growing up. I got there and very, very quickly realised that wasn't for me as a career. And I kind of wasn't sure what to do, so I just switched courses at my university and did marketing. And that also wasn't a brilliant course, but within it I did get to do a module in accounting. And I don't know what it was, but it just worked in my brain. There was something about the debits and credits that made sense, and something about getting a balance sheet to balance that just made me very satisfied. I think I've got a very logical brain, and I think I'd always decided that I didn't want to stay at university, so an apprenticeship felt like a logical route for me to be able to build my skills in a work environment.
Absolutely. And how do you approach your studies and your support from FI? What do you find more useful? How do you juggle it all?
I would say most of my study comes from question practice.
Yeah.
I think First Intuition is really good at being able to provide lots of questions. There's the mocks that I do from the ICAEW, but there's also the extra questions that First Intuition give, which I think is really helpful. And the tutors have always been great at, if you want to do extra questions, they'll kind of go through it and mark it with you. I also think in class, sounds intimidating, but if they want to put up your answers on the board and mark it as a class, it's actually a really good opportunity to get feedback on it. And it is a bit terrifying, but it's worth it. So,
with that then, do you have any study tips for apprentices?
Just a lot of question practice is the main one. I think the exams can be quite time pressured, so the more you can kind of get the easy marks out the way and get your exam technique down, the better. I also think just don't cram it, start your tuition as early as you can. I think I remember when I started on level 7 and being quite scared of the step up from level 4 to level 7, so I started revising for FAR probably months in advance. I definitely didn't need to, but it was good. It made it a lot less pressure than it needed to be. So.
And also don't be scared to ask those questions in front of the tutors.
Yeah, definitely. Ask your tutors, but I think I'm also quite lucky in that I've got a good work environment, good colleagues that help me. So I think asking questions at the people from your workplace is also really useful.
Definitely. And it's a lot, isn't it? So you've got your job, you've got your studies, you have to have a life outside of work. So how do you manage that juggle of balancing it all?
So I just mainly try and set very good boundaries and plan ahead of time. So as soon as I start tuition on one of my next modules, I'll kind of build a study plan, and in that I know there'll be times at work that are busier. You know, we're doing financial statements at the moment. I know I'm going to have to work a bit later than normal, so I just kind of have to build that in when I'm doing my study plan and be realistic that when I get home from work on this day, I'm going to be too tired to study, and that's okay. There isn't any point forcing it if you can't do it, but I then can plan around it and say, okay, I couldn't really study during the week, I will just go to the library for the full day on the Saturday. So I do think planning is one of my key skills. I love to plan. I love to make little lists. So I think that's really key in managing your time.
Absolutely, we love a list.
Yeah.
Tick it off. Tick, tick. And how have you been supported by your company? How do you feel that you've been supported by your company and your colleagues throughout both apprenticeships? How do you feel?
I think it's been great from Orbis, and having been the first apprentice, we've been on a bit of a journey together, I'd say, and figuring out how it all works. And it's quite nice that now I can help out other apprentices in the team too. I think for me the key thing that they've really done for me is just given me opportunities for my learning. My manager's always been very involved in my 3 monthly skills scans,
He has,
making sure that we're not just ticking off skills for no reason. I'm actually going to have a very good example for each of the skills that I do. So having a manager involved and getting me involved in different projects, setting me different tasks has been really good. And something that, you know, hopefully will continue even after the apprenticeship, being able to try bits here and there. And it's been, as I say, it's been great to help out the other apprentices with that too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, your manager 100% has been involved. He likes to stretch you.
Yeah.
And he's very honest, isn't he, with his feedback?
Very honest.
Very honest, yeah. Which is great, which is really, really good. So we're on the home stretch to finishing. What are your plans for after? What are your plans for at the end of your apprenticeship?
That's a great question. So far I'm just very focused on the advanced level exams and getting through them, to be honest. But you're right, I am now in the last year of my apprenticeship, which is a little bit daunting actually, having been doing it for 5 years.
I know.
But I think I'm going to take a very small break in studying. I've booked a trip away after my last exam. And then I think after that, I've got a lot of projects at work that I think I'm really excited about. I'm going to keep going with them. I also think we're doing really well with kind of expanding the apprenticeship programme at Orbis. I'd really like to be able to help other teams set up apprenticeships and, you know, build the apprenticeship scheme within our team itself. So I think I'm really enjoying our kind of recruitment effort there, and just bringing awareness of apprenticeships to students, but also awareness of Orbis to potential students. So
brilliant. And obviously you'd be such a great role model to those that come in because of the programme that you've gone through and your experiences. You can relate it more, can't you, to the people that you meet.
Yeah.
So would you recommend the apprenticeship route for others?
100%. I think especially for accounting, that, you know, there's a lot of people I go on course with and you know, I'm sure they're excellent and everything, but they've done full degrees in accounting and are still now at the same point I am in doing the ACA exams. I just don't have £50,000 worth of debt, so that's one good incentive for it. But also, you know, I have 5 years work experience now. I've had 5 years to build up my networks with people too. I just think, especially if you learn better by doing things, an apprenticeship is just the logical way to go, to be honest. It gives you opportunities to, just kind of balance it. Do have the kind of learning experience like you had in school a little bit, where you're in classrooms, having someone be there to support you, but then also kind of have that work element where you do get responsibilities and projects that you can work on, and it's actually just really satisfying to link those two together.
Yep.
So I think my financial management module that I've just done links really closely to my job, and it's actually really enhanced my performance at work, I think. So I would always recommend the apprenticeship.
Brilliant. So big thank you for coming in today and giving up your time, and a big thank you for being such an amazing apprentice for me. We're nearly there, just a project report to write and just a few more exams, but well done, massive thank you.